This is Susan Bay, one of the biggest and most deprived areas in Sierra Leone's capital, Freetown. Over a month ago, a fire broke out in this area, burning hundreds of houses, leaving thousands of people across this area homeless. I've been here today speaking to some of the residents to find out the impact the fire has had on them and how they've been surviving prior to the fire and since the fire.
Well, actually, we don't even understand where this fire came from. The fire, we just saw a fire just blazing from the extreme end of the community. And it keep coming on and on and on until it gets to our compound. This is our compound. As you can see, right from the start where we are standing here, onto the mosque over there, this is our compound. And the entire community has burnt down. We have no idea where the fire come from. But some people said there was a woman that they were advising by then not to cook in his house upstairs. But he has been advised over and over again. He refused. She said, that she has all the rights to do whatever she want to do in her house. All of the sudden, and the fire just blazed, and she ran away. She just leave it like that. We saw the fire blazing. That's
approximately around what time did the fire start? And
it started.
How many houses?
It all started around 6:30 p.m. in the evening. And we have so many residents here. Approximately, we have about 1,000 above household here. And we have 7,345 to the total number of people affected in the community. Because this is a slum, and you can see each household here carries more than 10 to 15 people in each room. So the place is very congested. It's congested so much that you can't even imagine. You don't know even how to explain it.
Okay. Speaking of that though, talk me through what was life in this area prior to the fire.
Life is very hazardous. It's extremely hard. As you can see, everyone is suffering. There's no shelter, no food, no proper, drainage system. As you can see, we are suffering a lot.
Okay.
Yes.
So, since the fire happened, or since the outbreak of the fire, have you had any help from the government?
We have several helps. As you can see, we have Caritas, we have UNICEF, we have so many international organizations that we are helping us. They have done their best, but we need more, because all they came with is food. Food. What we want is cement, iron rod, you name it, to build proper housing. So these are all dilapidated houses. You see, everyone, even this is a dilapidated one, as you can see. So we want the world to help us. All the international organizations, the UNICEF, all the others, let them help us to build structures that are, up to date. Yes.
So as we speak, you guys are trying to rebuild, I guess.
We are trying to rebuild. As you can see, there is a building going on there. And over there, look at the extreme ends there. You can see all these buildings. People, we are just trying. These are not proper structures. They are just managing for us to have house. That's all.
How is life right now over here?
Life is very hard, as I can see, for the second time. No one is, living here with even healthy condition. We are all sick, in fact. Everyone is sick around this community. In terms of money, in terms of, health system, you name them. Everyone is sick. In terms of the mindset, you just wake up one morning and then you find out that you are not even in your house anymore. So how does it feel? You see?
I can understand your frustration.
We are very frustrated over
that. The residents, like colleagues, family members, how is everyone coping in terms of the stress and devastation?
People were coping with the present situation because whenever you had a situation like this, you just have to cope with it because you have nowhere else to go. Unless you manage situation until helps come by, or you try by yourself. Because you see, there are many youths living around here, all unemployed, no work, no nothing. Government is trying their best, but not enough.
You mentioned earlier about some of the priorities that you need in this area. You mentioned things like cement and also some
Iron rods,
and
yeah,
infrastructuring.
Yes, proper infrastructure.
Materials.
Yes, we need those materials.
To bring you back, talking of the youths again.
Yeah.
You said there is so much unemployment here and youths are passing around.
Of course.
Going around, I saw so many children. Are
So
they going
many.
to school?
Yes, children we are going to school, but they are stranded. You see, yesterday they have been given some books and other things, materials, just to manage themselves. Because here we live in what I will say, this is an area where the population is so much that even the mothers, unless they sell before they have a living for the day, each and every one you are seeing here live under
$1 a day?
not $1, because $1, if I can, $1 is how much? I think it's 15 or 20,000. Below that, below $1.
Extreme poverty.
Yeah, that is extreme poverty. That's why you see, I'm just thinking before I'm saying something. If you go to the extreme there, people who are there living since this morning, they never ate anything.
Are you worried if things remain like this? When the rainy season comes, it will become worse?
In fact, that is what we are, thinking now, because we are already in the rainy season. Though it has not yet, started proper yet, but we are on the rainy season, so we need help. That's all our concern for now.
And finally, what would be your message?
My message is
International world.
to the international world, we need help. And we need it very faster. Let them do it faster. You know, sitting up there, watching at us down here, stranded. No, that's not the solution. The solution is let them speed up things so that we will receive what we are asking for. And you are part of those people up there. Just, disseminate the message to them properly, and then they will know what to do. We are waiting.
This fire incident occurred on one Wednesday evening about 6:45, when we experienced a very huge fire blazing around. People were tormented, going up and down, and some of them were trying to save their properties, but they never succeeded. And while other people at that time, little children were in their bed, some of them rushed to fetch them out of the fire. They did, but so good. We thank God that no life involved at that time, that very moment. Only scores of people lost their properties.
Speaking of properties, do you know how many houses were burned?
Oh, the houses are there are more than 400. More than 400. And some of them are two-story buildings. Some of them are one flats.
So what impact has the fire had on this neighborhood?
Well, very much great anyway. Nothing left unburned. As you are just seeing the site, burning site.
You can see so many tarpaulins around. People are trying to rebuild their life. Can you just talk me through what's been happening since the fire?
Well, we experienced some NGO came on this ground, started registering people, but about 5 NGOs were in the process of registering people, but only 3 of the NGOs that I only know, they run their supplies, which is UNICEF. UNICEF are responsible to serve people coffee tea in the morning, and in the afternoon, cook rice.
Okay. So, what's this area like prior to the fire?
The area, let me say, starting from the banking at the custom area to the last banking there.
How can you explain this area in terms of the activities that happen here? How is a normal life here?
A lot. People, there are different types of normal activities people used to do here. Some of them are carpenters, some of them are masoners, others are traders, while others are tailors in this vicinity, finding their bread.
If I'm not mistaken, this is one of the biggest slums in Freetown.
Yes, of course.
What are the kind of help that you think people in this area need right now?
Well, the kind of help that we need right now, everyone in this vicinity, we are shelterless, foodless, clothless. And even in this afternoon, when the rain was threatening, the atmosphere was very dark. Some of them went with the intention that we are going to soak under rain because of we don't have any good shelter. These tarpaulin are leaking.
Do you fear if help doesn't come sooner, when the rainy season comes, things will be worse than the way they are?
Oh yes, of course, very much fear, because we have experienced about 2 rains fall in this vicinity, and some of it was very much disgracing anyway. So we need their help urgently to help us rebuild our houses, even though we are not going to regain our properties, but we need shelter. That is the most important thing we need right now, because as we are fastly approaching May. And
you mentioned earlier that you are shelterless and you are clothless. How are people coping right now?
Well, only registration that is going on. People are not distributing clothes and any other non-food items. Only food they are providing for us right now.
Have you had any medical help?
No medical facility as yet. Only on kids, where the Red Cross took the responsibility of giving them medical facility. I know.
Right now, as we speak, you know, there is a pandemic across the world, which is the coronavirus. Yes, in Sierra Leone, restrictions have been eased right now. How has the coronavirus affected people like you in this area, if there has been any casualties or restrictions?
Thank you. We are very much troubled indeed over this coronavirus. When the outbreak of the disease started in this country, every part of this country, we are panicked enough. To be specific, in Freetown, we are very much panicked because the population is very much jam-packed in the city.
And finally, what would be your message?
Oh, my message is that we are clothless, we are shelterless, we are foodless. But what we particular about right now is shelter. Shelter. We need to live in a very perfect shelter where we find ourselves comfortable at this time, because rain is about to come as we are fastly approaching May month, and usually May is the starting of the heavy rainfall in this country.
Well, good luck and thank you very much, sir.
Welcome, sir. Thank you too.
Many of the residents who live in this neighborhood live under $1 a day. And according to those interviewed, they were very, very lucky that nobody died when the accident happened. But they lost all their belongings, including their clothes and everything they had. And like many other countries, Sierra Leone has been under a lockdown as a result of the current coronavirus pandemic, which affected globally. Just a month ago, the restrictions were eased, but The people around here are still suffering and they still need help. And every little help can make a huge difference to their lives. Baillor Jalloh, AVP News.